After homeschooling for 9 years and doing distance learning for 3 years, almost 4 years now, these are the 3 pros and cons that I have picked out. Hi guys, welcome to Into the Unknown with Ajwa. Today I'll be talking about the 3 pros and cons of homeschooling and distance learning. There's obviously more, but these are the 3 main ones that I've picked out and I think are important in case anyone is interested in doing distance learning or homeschooling in the future. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the pros. The first pro is flexibility. Homeschooling allows you to be quite flexible with your time. Distance learning enables you to do your studying in your own time. So if you have other commitments, you have work, you have other commitments, basically, you are able to structure your day around your studying or structure your studying around your day, whichever way works for you, which is not the case for normal schools, universities, colleges. So that is definitely one pro of homeschooling that you should keep in mind. One perk of that is the absence of a register. So if you are sick one day, you don't need to put it in a register that, oh, I was sick today, so I missed 1 day of school. And besides, then you could even probably study at home. Think about it. The second pro is moving at your own speed. Usually in a normal school, you'd have to cover certain things by a certain time, which is definitely not the case if you are doing distance learning. You can have a structure whereby you have to cover certain topics in a week, but then you can do it at your own pace. And then this way, if you need to go back because you don't understand something, because you have to read over the topic once or twice, 3 times in order to get it, then you are at liberty to do that. In normal school, you could do this, but doing your own distance learning gives you the luxury to double back and redo a topic whenever, wherever. Another pro of distance learning is being able to study wherever you want to. Well, if you can afford it and if you really need to go somewhere, you can always just take your books, your laptop, and go, like I'm doing right now. This means that you're not limited to studying in one place. For instance, let's say you have a job that requires you to move from one place to another all the time. With your work being all on your computer, you are free to do that without any worries. Now, I did say I was doing only 3 pros and cons, but I'm just going to add another pro, is being able to focus on your strengths and weaknesses. So we have different types of learners, and there are times when you may need more than one learning skill in order to get a topic. Doing distance learning definitely allows you to hone in on those areas that need a bit more work. And in a school with so many other students, it can be difficult for teachers to help every single person with the skills that they need developed. It is not impossible, it's just a challenge. And with homeschooling, it is definitely much easier if you have a teacher to help you with that. I, for instance, used to get extremely distracted. Like, I get distracted quite easily and I can procrastinate. I get distracted quite easily, so homeschooling was definitely good for me. One topic will definitely end up taking much longer for me because one thing that could be done in such a short space of time ended up taking like twice as long. But then, knowing that this was my problem area enabled me to, okay, what do I need to do in order to not be distracted whilst I'm learning? And so I was able to work on that, and now I hyper focus. It's not much better, but it's a step. It's some improvement. It's not much better, but then it's improvement, at least from just being distracted to being extremely focused. I'm not complaining. Moving on to the cons. The first con would be lack of proper planning. Now, although doing distance learning enables you to have as much flexibility as you can get, one problem is if you do not plan properly. Having flexibility and being able to move at your own pace is good. It has its advantages. It's essential that you have a good plan in place. That includes knowing what your end goal is, whether it's your GCSE, what you want to do for your GCSEs, what you want to do for your A-levels, what you want to do for uni, your masters, whatever it is. Having a weekly schedule and sticking to it is necessary if you want to succeed as someone doing distance learning. Basically, think long term. Have a proper plan in place and make sure that you follow through with it, because lack of proper planning can actually be slightly overwhelming. Speaking from experience, you do not want to get to exam period and then you have too many things to do at once. So plan properly. The second con would be possible procrastination. Now, at school, you have class at a particular time, so whether or not you actually learn anything, it can be guaranteed that you would have covered a topic by a particular time. However, when you have the work available and no one's keep you accountable, it is possible that you may fall into procrastination. It is possible that you may fall victim to procrastination. Because it could be your fault. So if you do consider homeschooling, you have to make sure that you are on top of your stuff. There's no two ways about it, okay? The last con would be lack of a social life. Now, you may be on your own most of the time and you may not be surrounded with so many people your age like you would be in a normal school. This could lead to feelings of isolation, possible anxiety to when you find yourself in situations where you have to socialize, especially if you haven't done it in a long time. So making an effort to socialize from the beginning is important, and you can do this by either joining a sports club, a book club, anything that requires you to constantly interact with people. Just to make sure that you constantly have this sense of group belonging, which is quite important. That way you can avoid FOMO and not end up doing things that you will find extremely embarrassing one day when you do have to socialize. Speaking from experience. So yeah, those are the 3 or 4 pros and cons of homeschooling and distance learning. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye. Peace out.